The victories you will have over the heathen are the victories of the nobler soul in man.
As far as my own political views are concerned, I do not believe you can be too right-wing. My own views are based on a form of active nihilism, which believes that nothing can be defined, although this does not mean that nothing is true and everything is permitted. In the words of Hassan Sabbah, the spiritual leader of the Assassins, a medieval Islamic death squad. Indeed, the fact that nothing exists makes it imperative that human beings give a meaning to the world. The fact that existence has no meaning or purpose makes it incumbent upon us to dredge up a meaning from the void. It is as if the contingency and aimlessness of existence has to be replaced by an act of will. As a consequence, I believe that humanity itself is an act of will, which looks to itself as a form of strength. All of which means that I look to the purposeless energy of existence that gives life meaning. The reason why I support the right against the left is that the right supports structures that already exist and that give life meaning. The right, in other words, supports those structures that exist at the present and that communicate value and identity to the citizen. Of course, everything the left says about the right is true, and this is why the right needs to be supported against the left. The left declares quite correctly that the right is racist, sexist, and elitist, all of which is correct because you cannot have a civilization that is not hierarchical and elitist. If you like, the right preserves difference, inequality between groups, and it gives meaning to life because it orders things hierarchically. If things are to be defined, if they are to be named, then they have to be placed on different levels. A definition that is based on equality, an absence of distinction, is null and void. Or, at least, it is a purely temporary expedient, a ploy, something that people believe in because it suits their case. As a consequence, a civilization cannot exist without hierarchy or inequality. The poor will always be with us, and without social inequality, there is nothing to aspire to. There will always be a working class, a middle class, and an upper class, with a certain amount of movement between them, but class stratification will always exist. It is necessary for the preservation of a civilized order, in that without inequality there can be no distinction, and without distinctiveness there is an absence of social meaning. For something to have a meaning, in short, it has to be different from something else. It has to take the measure of its own distance, or, as Müller van den Bruck remarked in Germany's Third Empire, a revolutionary conservative or neo-restorationist work, once a prole, always a prole.